Hey, I'm Alden, and the topic of this video is 3 ways, one, two, three, that you can establish trust between you and your twin flame, whether you are in contact with your twin flame or not. And I think that, I'm really excited about this because I just struggled with with trust issues for so long, and I think this is really going to help you. So, the very first one that I want to get into, and this may trigger you if you don't like the G word, even though I use it kind of a lot because I like the G word. Establishing trust with God. God. And if that bothers you and you want to say, establishing trust with the universe or source or love even. And this can be also a helpful way if you are talking about your own spiritual journey with people and you don't, you want to be, I guess, like diplomatic and you're not sure where they stand, or that they're, I don't know, an atheist, then you can say love. Anyway, God is not of a particular religion or anything like that, right? Like, God is all encompassing, and to me, it's really healing to just be able to talk about God and how I feel about God, and to share that with another. And so when you go deeper into trusting God, you're able to share that love that you have for God with your twin flame, because that trust just cultivates more love within. Like when I really think and feel into trust, it just feels like this golden thread that just gets thicker and thicker and thicker. And it's so like solid. It doesn't go anywhere. Like when you invest in divine trust, it is like the best eternal investment you can make and put in the bank. Its value is going to only appreciate in your reality, and no matter how indebted you have felt in this particular way, or in being able to trust another, such as your twin flame, which can be a huge challenge to many people, being able to trust your twin flame, because you might be triggered there, or you might just have no foundation to trust them on. Maybe you've never been able to really trust hardly anyone at all, and even the people that you were able to trust sort of betrayed you somewhat in small ways or big ways. And so if you can't quite trust anyone, then at least trust in the universe, and let go of the lie that chaos and ego and separation and fear is real. It's not 1% real and the 99% is good. It's 0% real. So it's just not real. It doesn't mean that you're gonna be super happy all the time and I don't know, just never get mad and stuff. Nothing. You're never gonna have conflict with other people that you really love. But in truth, you're not, right? Like if you're not choosing that, then you're just going deeper with love. Like you're really inviting and calling that in more and more deeply, and it's beautiful. Like you're just gonna keep on getting that return from that investment. So this is really just a spiritual investment that you're making, and your whole twin flame journey is like that. And that then in turn turns those wheels of your life purpose journey. And so, I'm feeling called to talk about, investment and stuff. And I think it really speaks to being able to cultivate abundance in your life and being able to heal that and heal poverty consciousness. What I've noticed for myself, and really just, I don't know, it seems like for pretty much everyone, is that so many of our traumas, especially childhood trauma, is really rooted very deeply in poverty consciousness. And it's a real ugly thing, but it's also not real. And one of the best ways to totally dissolve that is to establish trust with the divine. That's another great word for God, the divine. So so just keep on finding ways and places where you can trust God, and keep on finding ways where you can let go of ego and heal your upsets, and where you can realize, yes, like at the core, we are created in love, and that is true for everyone. So the only thing that can veer off from that is the illusion of having another choice, a choice that is not in alignment with love. So if you have experienced or ever heard of anyone doing anything out of alignment with love, I mean, I know I have, then that's just a choice that they made, and you can have compassion for them, whatever that compassion looks like. It may not be like love and light, but truly like having compassion for them, and knowing that like there is cause and effect, and you don't need to be the one to have to do that. Like, you, in A Course in Miracles, if you're familiar with that at all, that book, there's like a cajillion million great quotes in it that I love, and it's amazing. But anyway, like one thing that I read recently in there that really drove home for me was that it's not your job to correct another ever. It's only your job to forgive, and the correction lies in God's hands. And what a relief, I mean, how much of our society is focused on correcting other people. And it doesn't mean you're not going to discipline people, or that we should live in anarchy or anything like that, but it's kind of like the way that you look at things and your intention behind it. Like, is your intention to forgive and to love yourself and have good boundaries and all of these things, and to be able to love from this place and discipline? Or are you trying to, it's like tit for tat, and kind of shake your finger at someone in a way that's just you're just kind of like smearing more stuff on the upset instead of like actually resolving it. So again, it is different from discipline, because sometimes, for instance, like you have to like become a disciplinarian in certain situations. It's just inevitable. But discipline is not separate from love, and it's just important to get clear there. And I feel like that's pretty complete for number 1, for trust. One excellent way to be able to build trust with your twin flame is to build trust with the divine. And the second one is to build trust with yourself. So what are ways that you can build trust with yourself? Well, you can love yourself. You can invest in yourself. So you can make long or short-term investments, and these can be monetary investments, they can be time. But yeah, you have to devote energy and love to yourself. And if you want to grow and blossom and expand and all of these wonderful things, because I know that you have big dreams, right? Like we all have big dreams. We all have desires that are humongous, and we are allowed to have those. And God placed that in your heart, whatever it may be, for a reason. And maybe it's not like gonna look how you think it's gonna look, or maybe it is. But there is something true there if it's a real, true desire that is like an eternal desire. And so it's no small thing. And so by turning away from your desires in small ways, by not giving back to yourself, and not, cultivating your foundation, you're breaking trust with yourself. And it's okay, again, like I feel like we've all done that at some point or another, but it doesn't mean, oh, it's okay, just keep doing it, like obviously not. Like if you know you're doing that, then stop doing that and make a new choice and take action as needed. So one thing that could be really helpful would be making some kind of a schedule. And so if you don't want to schedule out, everything, at least make sure that you're sticking to certain things, like I am going to make sure that I take daily walks, and they're going to be for this long at least. And of course, you can't be hard on yourself or like try to somehow punish yourself. Hopefully you're not going to do that if you can't, fully meet your schedule or your commitment to yourself, but you're going to do your best. And another way to establish trust, going deeper into that, is to do things that you are fairly certain that you can actually accomplish. So if you're going to commit to like walking every day, then just commit to a short walk. And if it turns into a longer walk, great. But like, don't commit to a long walk if you know that half the time you're going to take a short walk. Like, you probably know yourself pretty well in a lot of ways. And so yeah, it's safe to know yourself in the ways that you know yourself, and not like pretend like you don't, or like you're, sometimes we get overly optimistic, and that's good, but it's also even better to like provide for yourself. So provide a safety net for yourself, and provide scaffolding for yourself. So if you're not, if your palace isn't built yet, but you have some part of it that you're working on, then of course you're going to need, all of the construction things around it to hold it up. And then it's going to be built with all of those things, and then you can take them down and it will be there. And same thing for us, like you need different kinds of things to help you along your way. And sometimes the helpful, supportive thing, the bolstering thing, is to just make a small change consistently, rather than trying to like drastically change your diet, say. Just cut out refined sugar, or maybe just cut back and say like, I'm only gonna eat this, or whatever it could be. And also, you can do this with your spiritual practice too. So make more time to just take care of your spiritual hygiene, and like love yourself, practice the mirror exercise, maybe, educate yourself more, spend time meditating or even in nature. And these are ways to establish trust again with yourself. And then it builds off of number 1, with the divine. Sorry, my throat is a little dry. You're gonna fall in love with yourself as you trust yourself more and more, and that's very attractive to your twin flame, and it's very attractive to you. You being attracted to you is attractive to your twin flame, and your twin flame being attractive to you it's all one thing, and it just feels really good to just keep on investing in this one place, no matter what it looks like as you go. So you just keep going, you keep doing it because it feels good, and it's leading you somewhere. It's leading you into manifesting your desires, and that's what you want. Hallelujah. So number 1, 2, and number 3, how else can you establish trust? So the first one, is establishing trust with the divine, and establishing trust with yourself. And the third one is just establishing trust with your twin flame, whether they're with you or not. And so, what does this really mean? It means going to any areas within yourself and healing them. And when you have that foundation of, you've already kind of healed enough of that with your relationship with God, which is primary anyway, and with your relationship with yourself, then you're able to let that trust, spill over into your twin flame. You're able to love them in those places where perhaps you couldn't before. And even if you don't know who they are, this will help attract them into your reality, knowing that you can trust another and trust, your lover in these places. So even if they have to do with intimacy or something like that, again, it's important to trust yourself first in those places. Trust that you, that you can feel good, and that you do feel good being with yourself and being with your twin flame. And it's gonna help magnetize them. And because it's very off-putting to your twin flame if you feel like you can't trust them, it's uncomfortable, right? When you're around anyone and you know that they don't trust you, or you feel that, maybe you're being paranoid, I don't know, then in that case, you're not trusting yourself, and so there's that. But yeah, you just you're repelling anything from really happening much, because you're giving off that vibe I don't trust you, buddy, I don't trust you, twin flame, so it's going to take a lot of foundation for them to be able to probably be hey, yeah, you can trust me here. And everyone's twin flame union looks different, right? But it's going to be a lot easier for that to happen, and for them to claim that you can trust them and that they can trust you when you've already established that within, and it's unshakable, just at the core. There's trust there. So yeah, that's basically it. So just you're just gonna go ahead and look for ways that are easy for you to invest in trusting with God, and you're going to trust yourself and go deeper with that. And this is gonna allow you to be able to repair if it seems like there's damage, which isn't real anyway, but just I guess metaphorically, anywhere that feels that way between you and your twin flame, and really allow that to fully dissipate, because underneath that is beauty, right? It's kind of like something that completely heals and that's like even better than it was. I don't know, or like maybe planting a beautiful garden somewhere and it just looks like dirt, but then everything grows because you decided to, plant seeds and water the soil instead of just like let it turn into a big dirt pile. And yeah, you don't want to do that. You don't want to turn your back on your twin flame union and let it turn into that. So and if that has been the case for you, don't worry, like you can just make a new choice. It's actually really easy to do, and then just move forward with that choice, knowing that it's easy to do. And don't block your desire by not trusting yourself. Yeah, that's the last thing I wanted to say, was just if you have a desire but a part of you is believing that you can't actually manifest your desire, like I know I want to be wealthy, and I know that I want to have a beautiful life with my twin flame. But yeah, I also know that that's not possible. Well, then how are you gonna manifest that? Like, good luck, you're gonna have to undo that belief. But at the same time, just saying like, oh yeah, it's totally possible, but then not really moving forward with the possibility is also not going to take you really very quickly where you want to go. And yeah, you can't really control the actual time that something takes, and this and that. Like all the moving pieces are really, in divine order. But you can put the power in your hands with God and move forward in the most powerful way, which is always the most peaceful way. And that means dissolving any kind of illusions that, your desires aren't real and that they are not manifestable. I don't know if that's a word, but I like it. So your desires can manifest, and they will, with you just keep watering, your garden with the passion and the peace and the love and the truth and the trust, so trust in your desires. It's very important to trust that what you feel is true when it's really what you feel and not a block to what you actually feel. So just always keep going deeper with that and be open to newness in those places, but keep going with that the place where it's your soul blueprint, your very core, those core desires, just keep on tapping into those feelings there, and how good it feels to embrace the truth that they are yours. You just claim them and move forward with your divine guidance. So yes, that will conclude this video, and I've got links below if you're interested in working with me, and other resources, and definitely leave a comment if you have anything to say. Subscribe if you want to see more of my videos, and like it if you liked it. So I will see you later. Bye.